Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna try to do my Bluetooth this time.
Ooh, nice.
Jordan.
Hey.
I'm trying, Sarah.
Is it working?
Sarah was teaching me this morning how to use my AirPods on my laptop because I'm that old school.
I always know when the question starts with, can I ask you something? It's going to be something tech related. Every time.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I'm kicking it old school today, inspired by Amy Youngren.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know where those, I need to find, oh my gosh. I literally need like 3 sets of AirPods, 3 sets of headsets, 3 laptop chargers, and I need to just keep one in my office, one at home, and one in the car at all times. I'm a bit of a shit show right now. Oh my gosh. Matthew, how's it going? Adam, how are you? Sophie.
Hi.
Are you not letting us see your beautiful face today?
I'm currently getting ready to come to the office, so I gotta keep my camera off.
We have a feeling that you probably look good without getting ready, so you're allowed to just put your camera on if you want. Whatever you want. Ramos, what happened to you? Where are you? Oh, okay, we lost him. That's okay. All right. Jordan, this is our, Sarah's gonna officially introduce you, but I would just like to say that Jordan Rossman is legit one of my favorite people in our industry and just also the most phenomenal human that I am so lucky to call a friend. And yeah, we don't mandate attendance at NGU, but we record all of our sessions and all of our team partners watch them afterwards. So it's also mid-July, so it's a little quieter than usual, but if anything else, I'm excited to be here today because I cannot wait to learn from you. So I'll let Sarah do a more formal introduction.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, I am going to spotlight him for all of us. So the man on the screen, Amy already said it, first and foremost, most incredible human we know. If you are lucky to know him, consider yourself blessed. He and his adorable family live in Aurelia, and we met him through our connections, I think through Curated. And the reason I say this is because we are part of Curated as part of their marketing platform. And the bottom line of that is people that join Curated care a lot about marketing, and someone that is amazing at marketing, especially video marketing, is Jordan. Jordan was one of the first people in our area to do the kind of videos about his town, his Why Aurelia videos, and he's now crushing it with the Instagram game and Instagram Reels. He's doing what everyone says they want to do or everyone says they should do, which I think happens a lot with social media, and especially real estate social media, as you kind of watch everyone going, oh, I should really get into that, or I should really try that. Jordan is the person that takes it and actually does it and does it really well. So I'm super excited to have him on the team or on NGU, and I will leave it to you to take it away.
Well, thank you, Amy and Sarah. That's a tough act to follow. I have to live up to this hype now. Well, thank you guys for having me on. You know, NGU is something I've been lucky enough to be a part of for a second time now. And yeah, I think that, you know, I'm really excited to talk about Instagram Reels today because Instagram Reels are so important to what's going on right now, in the sense that they're a huge brand opportunity and they're a huge short-term, like do a deal tomorrow opportunity. And so I wanted to start by sharing a really interesting video that I watched at the end of June. Can't remember his last name, Adam. He's the head of Instagram, got on and gave an update on, here's the state of the union on what we're focusing on at Instagram. And it's important to understand what Instagram is focusing on, because they and their algorithm will push certain aspects of what they do and highlight different options in their platform. And so you want to be relevant on what Instagram cares about, because that's what they're going to be pushing out to the masses. And Adam said something really profound. He said, we are not a photo sharing app anymore. And that's exactly what they started as. That's exactly what everybody saw them as. They've been talking for a while at Facebook and Instagram about the importance of video, but now they're being very clear about it. We are not a photo sharing app anymore. So what does that say? That says that the Instagram algorithm is not going to push photos to people as often and in the same way as they used to, and they're going to push video. They did a deep study on what their users are looking for. Instagram and Facebook, but Instagram specifically, for this case, they want to have people use their app. That's their whole game. They want eyeballs on their app. And so they care deeply about what people are looking to do. And people are looking to be entertained and people are looking to be educated. And those are the two things that we focus on when we're looking at what do we post and how do we post. We started doing Instagram Reels almost 3 months ago is when we sort of had this epiphany. I have this friend, I don't know if maybe you guys follow him. He's a big vlogger, a Instagram guy in Toronto, Primal Gourmet. He's a food guy. Check him out if you haven't already. And he was hovering around like 150, 180,000 followers. And then he jumped up, 50, 60,000 in a month. And I'm like, so I asked him, what's different? And he said, Reels, do Reels. And that was the first moment for me. So we started doing Reels about 3 months ago. In those 3 months, we've had just over 80,000 total views. We've gained about 500 followers, and we have done 3 transactions that we can directly relate back to Instagram Reels. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, the ROI has been huge. Instagram Reels, similar to TikTok, can have that viral effect. I think it's important to note that we don't sell incredibly fancy real estate. We don't, for our business, we haven't had any of these viral videos. That's 80,000 views of just consistent 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 on every single video. So that's not 80,000 views where one of them was 70,000. That's just plugging away at our specific goal. Our goal, sure, I would love for one to go viral, but that's not our goal. So we've had just over 80,000 views, 500 new followers, 3 transactions is right now in the first 3 months what we can attribute to our push into Instagram Reels.
So can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I know when we chatted yesterday, you said that it's okay for this to be interactive. And
I would love for it to be.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I hope I don't drive our team partners nuts by me interjecting, but you guys do the same. Like anybody who has any thoughts or input, I've known Jordan a really long time and he won't care if this is more of a dialogue. So you can so 3 months, 500 new followers. I forget however many views you just said, but to me, it's more so about the followers and the transactions. How many times did you have to post, or you're probably going to get to this, but of course, me and my impatience, how many times did you have to post a reel to get to that in just 3 months? Like, would we all not give anything for 3 new transactions from social media in 3 months? Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, so that was 30 reels. So that's 10, roughly 30 reels, 30, 31. That is 10 a month. There was a different style to some of them. We're in the process, because we've only been at it 3 months. I think we're doing really well with them, but we're also in the process of testing different styles, different strategies to see what works. But that is 30 reels. And so that's sort of the state of the union for us on what has Reels meant for us. We sell in a smaller town, but it would be the same concept for you guys in the GTA. The long-term effect that we're going for, the 3 sales have been a bonus. They've been a cherry on top. We're looking for the long-term branding play. We want to establish ourselves as a leader in this field. And there's a huge opportunity for agents to get into this world right now. So we know that Instagram is pushing video, and we know that they're pushing Reels specifically. TikTok has blown up, and this is their answer to TikTok. So Instagram wants to have the TikTok user watching Instagram Reels. And so they're pushing Reels much more than they are IGTV, much more than just a straight post to your feed. They want people watching Reels, and they're sending Reels out in a different way. So you guys are agents, you're sitting there today, you're thinking, okay, I know Reels, I've watched some Reels. What should I post? How do I start? Where do we go from here? And that's the big thing for me. And I actually learned this from Amy, when I think it was in Boston, when we spoke, we were on a panel together at the Curator conference. I want you guys to be able to leave this video today and this call and go right after and actually do something. So I want to leave you with as much tactical advice as possible. And please, if you want a little more clarification, I want you to be able to go and post something this afternoon. So stop me if you need a little, a little piece that I've missed. The way that I started was we took a bit of a pause. I sat back and I said, okay, well, I don't need to post anything right now, but I want to make sure that I have a strategy that's going to work. And I want to make sure that I have something that is going to be repeatable and is going to not just be something that I do for 3 days and then stop doing. So the first step is identifying your audience. Who do you want to watch this reel, and who do you want to actually care about this reel? For us, our audience for all of our Instagram posts, not just our reels, but all of them, our audience is somebody in our market who's thinking about moving in the next year. So everything has to be catered to somebody who lives in the Orillia or surrounding areas, and they're thinking about moving. So that helps us do a couple things. It helps us focus in our content on being useful and helpful to those people. And it also helps us cut out the fluff of what I would consider to be the low-hanging fruit in the Instagram world. If you guys are flicking through Instagram, I would imagine everybody does every day. You see a lot of these viral reels that are in these, $20-30 million mansions in California, and they're beautiful and they're great. And not everybody has that opportunity. So what I would challenge people to do is think about the struggles of the clients that you're working with, that you have worked with, and that you're going to be working with. This is a really challenging market. There's a really challenging time. There's a couple elements. I would imagine it's the same here. We have this intense sellers market that we've had for a while. So we have buyer fatigue, frustrated buyers that just don't know how to get into the market, buyers that don't know how, the first time seller that doesn't know how to upsize or get from condo to detached, whatever it is. And then also sellers that are saying, okay, the market seems to be shifting a little bit. It's not the same way that it was in January, February. You have all these clients that have all these fears, concerns, questions. Use Instagram Reels to answer those questions, to talk to them, to walk them through it. It's an excellent opportunity to position yourself as an expert. The Wolf of Wall Street, for all of his many flaws, two of the criteria that he has for successful salespeople is they're passionate about what they do. You guys are passionate about real estate, real estate, and they position themselves as an expert in their field. So they come across as knowing what they're talking about. And so that's the trend that we've started with is taking those fears and questions. The question of, is it okay to overpay for a house? What does overpaying for a house mean? Is it okay to write an offer without a home inspection? Is it okay to, do all these things that people are thinking, should I wait for the market to cool off before I buy? Answer those questions, have an opinion. You're the professional. Your audience is not sitting there waiting, wanting to hear a video of you sort of hedging your answer, kind of saying yes, but no. And, they want you to have an opinion. They want guidance. They need guidance, and it's your job to give it to them. So that's how I would start. I would think about, what does my audience these people who want to move, what do they need? What are they struggling with? What are the questions? If I was a buyer in the GTA, if I was a seller in the GTA, and I wake up this morning, what am I struggling with? So they're not desperately looking to see a tour of your most expensive listing ever. They're looking for guidance. So that's the tone that we've taken with our reels, and we've done that through identifying our audience. I feel like I went on a rant there. Everybody good? You with me? Feeling good?
Super valuable. One question. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
No, go for it.
I just wanted to know, I mean, so you do that, but do you also do, like, do you do home tours of your listings and other stuff sprinkled in with, like, heavy on education, but other things as well?
Yeah, I think that, so I would call home tours the low hanging fruit. And I think that it's good to sprinkle those in. Those are the ones that can, help get you some views and followers, and people like to see that. And I'm going to get into some tactical things about exactly how to do that home tour and exactly how to post that in a minute. But yes, we do that as well. So we're doing a spin off of, the 3 things you're going to love about this house. We did that for a while. We would do that for a long time on our listing videos. And, I got kind of tired of that for a while. And now I've got this rejuvenated love for it by throwing that into an Instagram reel. And so, I don't want to spend too much time on that portion of it. I will say that I do have an in-house marketing person that does these videos. I don't want to highlight too much of those videos that she does, because I don't want the fact that you don't have an in-house videographer to be the reason that you don't post a reel today. I absolutely think that you can and should be doing it just from your phone for now and getting content out there. A lot of the videos that have been underproduced, not fancy, have done just as well, if not better, in their views and likes and shares and all that sort of stuff.
I was going to ask you about that. I was going to say, like, if you don't have a professional like doing your editing for you or shooting, what's your recommendation, and are you seeing results from those as well?
For sure, we're seeing results from both. There's actually, Instagram hasn't confirmed or denied any of this, but in my research, I've seen that, there are people that think that the Instagram algorithm may actually favor videos that are shot on a cell phone versus produced. They want people to run and gun with their phone. They don't want to limit it only to creators that have a huge fancy setup. They want it to be something that everybody can use. And so I think that those videos do just as well. And I haven't seen a remarkable difference in views, traction, anything from our professionally produced to shot it on my cell phone. So I haven't seen any difference whatsoever. But to answer your question, we do shoot, a lot of times on video day when we're there with our professional photographer at the listing. I'll show up, agents from my team will show up, we'll shoot a reel on our phone. So I'll actually get into some of the tactics of some really important things when you shoot and post a reel. I have, pardon my me checking my notes here, but I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So when you're doing, let's talk about a home tour first. When you're doing a home tour, I don't know if everybody, most people I think have iPhones nowadays. If you have a phone that has the wide angle lens, you should always shoot it on the wide angle lens. The wide angle lenses in iPhones, and I think Androids, have a built-in stabilizer in the stabilization with them that I think is a little more stable than the regular and telephoto lens. So unless it's one of those weird shots that looks ultra strange with the wide angle lens, use the wide angle lens to do your little home tours. Another tactical thing, we shoot when we're doing our home tours, we shoot them all through our camera app and then put them into Instagram, versus actually you can shoot in the actual Instagram app with a reel. But if you lose connection or something happens, you could delete all of your footage by accident. So we'll actually open up our camera app, go into video and shoot the video. And then later on when we have time, then put it into the Instagram reel. You can trim it and change it and sort of edit it quite a bit through there. The next big thing is the first 2 or 3 seconds are huge. Some of these things are tried and true video techniques that, you know, when it was Facebook and YouTube that were, I mean, they still are to a certain extent, but when we're focusing on videos 5 years ago, the first couple seconds are when you get people or lose people. And so not only starting with that money shot, but having text on it, explaining, like, people want to know what they're about to see. Having something that is a catchy, you know, see what you can get for under $1 million. See, you won't believe that, or guess how much this condo is, or you won't believe this is under $699, or whatever it is, but catch people's attention quickly, especially when you're doing the home tours. Start in a beautiful part of the home. That the first couple seconds is huge. When you're doing anything where you're on camera, use captions. So Instagram will allow you to add captions. So the way I get asked all the time how we add our captions to our videos, we'll actually do the video, save the video onto my phone. This might be, if someone's more techie than me, you might think I'm a little ghetto here, but this is how I do it. I have a fake private Instagram account that I upload everything to. And when you upload an Instagram story, it allows you to add captions. So I'll upload the video as a story on this fake account. I'll add the captions, I'll post it, and then I'll save my story as a video. And then I'll go to my actual account and post it, and now I have captions. So it's kind of a pain, but it's a 3 or 4 minute process that allows me to have captions, and the Instagram auto captions are probably the best I've seen. So we upload it to a story on our fake account, add the captions, post it, save it, and then go post it on the real one.
That is really smart.
Thanks. It's just had to figure out a way to do it, and adding captions manually is just not fun. And so, because people are scrolling through and they don't always have their audio on. And so you want them to be able, if you're talking, especially if you're doing a video that is more educational, more information, if it's just me talking and you can't hear what I'm saying because you don't have your sound on, then you're just going to scroll by. But if I start my video with a catchy hook in the first 5 seconds and I have captions and you read that, you might be more inclined to watch it and check out what I'm doing.
I'm pretty sure that nobody under the age of 30 ever has their audio on when they're watching.
No. I mean, most people are watching it just whenever they can sneak in. Thankfully, I'm 31 now, so I listen to my reels with audio on.
I was saying that more for Sarah because she always is like, we need captions because if not, you'll just like scroll right past it. So she's always like encouraging me to add captions, which is
I've never listened to audio ever on my Instagram.
Always add a caption. And we, you know, that's been one of the definitely the telltale signs of the videos that do well versus the videos that bomb are captions. Now, this has been one of the biggest things I think that's a difference between our videos that have done well and videos that haven't, is the thumbnail. The thumbnail is really important. I've heard it for years and I've never put any energy or effort into doing good thumbnails, but the thumbnail is huge. So there's a couple ways to do it. If you don't have Canva, I would definitely recommend getting Canva just on the internet. You can get a free account or premium account, doesn't matter. And you can make the right size thumbnail, develop a style, develop an aesthetic that's yours, and tell people in the thumbnail, tell people with text what they're about to watch. So I had a couple videos that I posted, a couple reels that I thought were great. and I put this very like almost like a clickbaity kind of, I wanted, for example, I wanted to tell people that the average home has gone up by $203,000, and I only put $203,000. Nobody knew what that meant, and that video didn't do exceptionally well. We've done other videos where it just says exactly what the video is going to be. Should you buy a home without a home inspection? And that people see that's a question that they have, and then they click to see that video. And so that's been a huge thing. I think the thumbnails have to be attractive. I think that the first couple seconds of the video, you have to just tell people what they're about to watch. And that to me is one of the big indicators of the ones that have done well and the ones that have not. How are we doing here? I'm checking my notes.
It's so good.
Any questions before I
have a whole page of notes.
Wonderful. Me too.
I have a quick question. So
Yeah.
what's your opinion on curated content, like, content which is like published by other people, and you're just recycling that on your IG?
I think there's a time and place for it. I think that I wouldn't be opposed in my initial thought to doing that, like sprinkling that in a little bit. I think that finding stuff that you like and sharing valuable information. But I think that in real estate, people want to buy, they want to buy from you. They want to build a relationship with you. So I would say, I'm a believer that, I've never had an original thought in my life. I've taken all these thoughts, I've heard this from this person, I saw that on this video, and I've sort of curated it into my own message. I've been picking and choosing things that resonate with me, and then I've developed my own thoughts. But I think that, I think that you can do that, but I would really encourage you to curate the content before you post, pull a few different things and have an opinion on it, and then post it as yourself. I think that to me is the play where you want people to reach out to you because they've been watching you for a while. They may need to see 15 pieces of content from you before they ever send you a message. And so you want them to be familiar with you, and for them to like you and appreciate your opinion and the value that you bring.
Thank you, Jordan.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I don't think I think that sharing something where you say, hey, I read this or I saw this video and loved it, I think you should all see it. I don't think that that's a bad thing to sprinkle in. I think it's part of the mix of what you post. So one of the other things that we've been doing is, when you post a lot of reels, and I wouldn't say that we're at a ton, but as you keep going and as you keep doing more and more, you start to get, you'll have the videos that are the home run and the videos that aren't the home run. One of the benefits to doing this sort of educational style video is you have this evergreen content that's your opinion. It's you. It is your expertise. It is your input to this world. And you can repurpose that content. You can save that content and use it for something else. So if you're just doing home tours, you're just doing a picture of, hey, I showed this awesome condo, that's great. But that home is sold and that condo sold. And once you post that, it's dead. It gets its life cycle, and that's great, and it can serve a purpose. But after it has gone through its cycle of people seeing it, that home is not your content for you to post anymore. Versus if you're giving an opinion on something and you do a reel that gets 5,000 views and a lot of likes and shares and comments on a piece of real estate advice, you can save that video and you can post it as a video on Instagram, and you can put a few bucks behind running an ad on that and send people to your profile. So take your best reels, run them as ads where the call to action is visit profile, and people will, you can send that out there, and people will then come to your profile and see that you have a lot of other content like that. And so that's been a huge thing for us in gaining more followers, is taking the pieces that we have, and we can run an Instagram ad, we can run a Facebook ad, we can put it in different places and actually put money behind it and send people to our profile. So that's another tactic that, and I don't know how many of you are running paid ads, but they're relatively cheap. You know, to invest 25, 50 bucks in running an ad on a video that was a huge hit that got a lot of traction is well worth it, in my opinion, to send more people to your profile. Does that make sense? So who's going to do a reel by the end of this week? Who's going to post a new reel?
I will be, for sure.
Okay, awesome.
I will.
I know you will. I know you will. This is about.
I haven't done one yet. I'm so
You've
scared.
never done a reel? Amy, you'll do a reel. I want this to be, I don't know how I'm doing on time here, but I want this to be like a reel. I want it to be helpful. I want it to be to the point. I want it to be, you know, lacking fluff. It was, you know, it's tough to do something. And I think some people say their accounts haven't updated yet, but reels can be up to a minute now. But it's tough to do something in just a minute or in just 30 seconds. You know, I think there's a famous quote, and I'll totally botch it, but it was like, I struggled to write a short story, so I wrote a long one. It's easy to go on and ramble for 5 minutes on something, but to keep it to the point and to have it high impact is really important. So yeah, that covers what I think is the most important parts of reels. Just do them. You know, there's nothing. I talk to people all the time that are struggling with doing reels, and the blunt reality is the only difference between me and the people who are struggling with reels is I do them and they don't. And that's the only magic to it. This is about execution. This is about getting in on the heyday of reels. This is the next thing, that it doesn't have to be super produced. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it bombs, you can hide it from your feed. You can do whatever you want, but get it out there, start doing them. You won't know. It's an adrenaline rush. You post that first reel and you're like, whoa, my IGTVs have been getting 300 views, and I just posted this reel that I thought was average and I'm at 4,000 views. What's going on here? Instagram wants you to post reels. So post reels, identify your audience, and be really disciplined about making sure that you post stuff that people who are thinking of moving in the GTA want to see. You don't need 100,000 followers to sell real estate through your Instagram. You don't need 100,000 views on your video to attract more business. We're realtors. We're not celebrities. We don't need the blue check mark and all the fancy stuff. We need a small amount of the right people to like what we're doing. So be crystal clear about your audience. Make sure that you're bringing something valuable to them that is not the same as what every other agent is posting. The good news is a lot of agents are doing reels right now, and they're all doing pretty much the same thing. They're all just doing nothing but home tours. And so position yourself as an expert, and people will see you that way, and they will reach out to you. And have a process. Make sure, create that fake account so that you can post things and you can see how they look. You know, it's tricky because the Instagram reel is like the full thing here, but then it shows up on your grid just as the square. And so positioning your thumbnail to make sure that it looks good both ways, you have to tweak that a little bit. So test it there, make sure it looks good so that when you post it, it's there. And then a lot of the old tried and true Instagram techniques of use hashtags, use good copy, do what you can to make it as valuable to your audience as possible.
are you posting all of your reels to your grid as well, or just ones that have done well and you post them back there?
Yeah, we post them all to our grid, and then there's some that have tanked that we've hidden from our grid. Just I don't know, because I like to see the successful ones on my grid, because like everybody, I think more people visit my profile than they actually do. But yeah, we post them to our grid, so that we can have that when people do go to our profile. We like to have them on our grid because we spend time making good thumbnails. It helps our grid look like good, and we're busier. And then when we run Instagram ads, our call to action is almost always visit profile. So when we're paying to send people to our profile, so we want people to see that we're active and that we're doing the right things.
So if you guys, I was just looking at your profile, Jordan. That's why I kind of stopped talking first, or I dropped off for a second. I was just staring at your. So Jordan's, where all of Jordan's reels are, is at Rossman Team, and then Jordan's personal profile is at Jordan Rossman, and he's got reels on both.
Yeah, I've just started dabbling in the world of building my personal brand on my personal page. So we haven't been as active with that yet, but we're starting to make some more content around community, small business, that type of thing, which is a huge passion of mine. And so that's on that page. We're just, again, but it's the same, it's the same concept of identifying the audience that I want to reach and creating content that is helpful to them.
Sorry, I'm just watching your reels now too here. Do you, for the ones that are zoomed in, is that with the with your videographer, like you were saying?
Yeah, so that is, I wish that was an app that I could just like recommend to everyone. And I was nervous about that because I don't want the fact that I have a videographer doing these. I don't want that to be the reason why people don't get in and start doing reels today. It does not have to be like that. I've seen so many on our team and other people that I follow that just sit there. Like everybody can go and get the little phone tripod with a little ring light. I think I saw them at Staples for like $60. Everybody can put that on their desk and shoot a reel. And so I don't want it to come across that should be a barrier for entry. It's not an app. That is our videographer, who happens to be really talented, making it kind of interesting, but it doesn't have to be that. I think that the quality of the content, I think the quality of the first 5 seconds, I think all of that is the most important. It's the most important.
Makes sense.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Sorry, I thought somebody said something. All right, so who's with me? Jordan gave us a challenge. Who's posting a reel this week? Ramos is, Matthew is, Sophie is.
I will.
Sophie is, Tyler is, and Adam is. Oh, everybody that's watching. Everybody that's watching.
I'm going to be checking in and following. I will be the guy that sends you the DM if I don't see a reel on your page at the end of the week.
Good.
I love that.
All right. Oh, I know. I was thinking of a question. I'll just ask you one last question. Is that okay, Jordan?
Of course.
Do you think that there's sort of like an order to the topics that you should like? Let's just say you were answering buyer questions. Should you kind of like start from like the beginning mindset of a new buyer and kind of like work your way through answering the questions kind of in that order? Because I like literally know nothing about reels other than that I know I need to do them and want to do them, but I actually don't watch them, which is terrible terrible at all. Like I think I've watched 3 ever, and they're the ones Sarah sent me for ideas. So do you think that do people post them sort of like in a thought order? And if you answered this and I missed it somehow, I apologize.
No, I didn't answer it. It's a good question. I don't think so. I think that you want to answer the most pressing, high value questions. I think that there's a lot of information for the starting basic questions out there. I think that what I've done is I've had more of a blend of there's pure educational. So that's defining real estate terms, explaining, that for your first time home buyer, first time seller that have never, that they don't know, they're totally green, they don't know anything about real estate. There's those basic educational ones that you can kind of go through the process of how to talk to a mortgage agent, all that sort of stuff. What I would encourage focusing on is more of the big debatable questions that people are the hot topics. So the ones that have done well for us, have been, I wouldn't say controversial, but ones where people, are wondering, what is it? Is it smart to overpay for a house or pay a premium for a house? Is it okay to pay way over the asking price? The things that people are getting stressed about is, we illustrated in a reel that, the last time the market was like this in our market was 2016, and people were overpaying for homes nonstop. And I remember seeing sales where our jaws hit the floor and we couldn't believe it. And then we've gone back and looked at those homes, and they're now $250,000 more than they were in 2016. So those people, we thought they were crazy then, and they've made huge money now. So yes, in that case, it was okay that they overpaid for a house. The alternative of not getting into the market was worse. And so that's a question that we've answered. We have a lot, firm offers were not as common up here before the market was crazy. And so we have a lot of people that are just like, how do I justify not writing an offer with a home inspection? Well, okay, so we're going to educate them on things you can do in lieu of a home inspection. And we're going to answer the question of how we would answer it to a client. So just picture that conversation you're having with a buyer or a seller. And what are the questions that you've probably been asked 15 times already this year, and answer those. So I don't think you have to go through the whole process, because the way that reels work is they'll just randomly push them to people. So they don't get pushed in a particular order, and people are not going to see them as a series of events. They're just going to randomly, someone might just see your 5th video, and that's how they see Amy Youngren or anyone. So I don't think you have to do that.
Great question, or great answer.
It was a great question.
No, I didn't mean to be good. That wasn't what I meant. Oh.
Cool.
All right. So good. Who else is scared who's scared to do a reel? Just me.
I've been trying to shoot a reel all week, and it's so hard to I've been trying different camera tricks and stuff because I've been looking at reels a lot, and that's why I was asking about your zoom ins, because I love the engaging. And there's different ways you could do it with just your iPhone that I've been playing with. And I'm getting closer, but it's very hard to make it as engaging as I'd like to be. So
done is better than perfect.
Yeah, I was literally just going to say that.
Adam shared.
I think it's just to start, right? Just start.
Yeah.
What, Ramis?
What was that, Ramis?
I was just gonna say that you're saying that you're getting close to that. You found some ways, so I was just gonna say share those ways. How are you getting close to that?
Yeah, I was looking at different techniques from different people doing reels, and reels are such an ADD thing. It makes so much sense that it's the number one thing everyone's looking at right now, because people only want to look at 30 seconds of information these days, right? They don't want to sit and watch someone blab on, like Jordan was saying. So there's different camera tricks I was trying. One of them is if you finish what you're saying and then shake your phone, and then it ends like that, and the next clip starts with you shaking your phone. It's these transitions that almost keep it interactive almost. So that's one of them. There's another one where like if you're like filming, I don't know if you can see my phone, and you pretend to like swipe it away, and then the video goes back, and then it comes in when you do it the opposite way. So there's like these little transitions that I've been playing with. Like Jordan said, honestly, the value and the content probably matters a lot more, but it just, I feel like those little things might make it a little more engaging.
Interesting. Yeah, I have seen like, those camera tricks. So I think, yeah, I'm waiting for like everyone who's gonna post the reel, and then we're gonna see, what matters most is that at least we post it, right?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
My advice on that, my unsolicited advice is like work on that in the background, work on those camera tricks and things like that over time. But for your first reel, just be like, hey guys, this is my first reel. I was talking to a client yesterday. They asked me this question. I thought it was super valuable that you knew the answer, and post it. It's really a lot of the times, like Amy, I've seen you sit in your car and give advice on your Instagram story. It's just posting that to Reels instead of a story.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
For sure. I actually even took Amy from our little Zoom conversation or whatever. I took a small clip of that and made it a reel, just so that, because I see they get so much more interaction or so much more views. So
yeah, I know I missed that boat. I should have done. I'll probably do that with those longer videos, but I was thinking about it after that. I was like, oh, I should have actually posted the reel and then just linked it to the longer video.
oh, there you go.
Yeah. Learning all the time. Jordan, this was so good. And I know we promised like to only take 45 minutes of your time, and you've already spent so much. So thank you.
That's fine. Hey, everybody send me a DM if I'm not already following you, so that I can follow you and I can watch your reel this week. I'll be watching.
It's awesome. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Oh yeah, we all
Thank you
just
so
learned
much.
we all just learned how to do this. The reactions.
Oh, I don't know how to do it. Oh, yes. Yes. All right, guys.
Bye guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you
guys.
so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks.